Hello again. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use some file transfer programs. So we've taken a look at PuTTY and the terminal window on Mac OS X. PuTTY is for Windows. And so there might be a time when you're working on a source code file that's on your computer, but not on the PCC Linux server. And so rather than having to type your source code file into the terminal window or type it on your personal computer, one or the other, vice versa. What you can do is you can just use a file transfer program to move the file from your personal computer to the server or from the server to your personal computer. There are a lot of programs out there that can do this. I'm going to show you a couple, one for Windows and one for Mac, and they all pretty much work the same. In the class orientation website on D2L, I've put links to these programs. The first one I'm going to show you is called Cyberduck, and this is available for both Mac and Windows. So I've launched Cyberduck, and you can see that I've already saved PCC right there, and this will automatically be saved the first time you log in to the my PC, or I'm sorry, the PCC Linux server. But let's start from the beginning. So if we want to connect our Cyberduck program to the files on the server, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open a connection. Just like Telnet and rlogin are insecure protocols, FTP is also an insecure protocol now. It sends text. It sends clear text over the internet, and so we don't want people on the intermediate computers to see our clear text, because then they'll know what we're doing. They might be able to intercept our files, etc. So instead of FTP, what we want to select is SFTP. And so now that we have a secure file transfer protocol, that's on port 22, just like SSH was. And then what I can do is I can list my server here, and that was syccuxas01.pcc.edu. And I'm going to type my username, which is robert.martin4, and then I'll type my password. It already knows my password, so I'll just click connect. After I click connect, if it successfully logs in, then I'll be able to see my files on the PCC Linux server. So here is a source code file, and maybe I'd like to work on that particular source code file on my Macintosh using Xcode or whatever, Eclipse or NetBeans or something. All I have to do is grab that file and drag it over to the desktop, and then it will transfer it to my desktop. And I can open this file just by double clicking on it or opening it in my IDE or whatever. I can also go the opposite direction easily just by grabbing the file and dragging it over to the window. I don't want to overwrite what's already there, so I'm just going to click cancel, but you get the idea. Okay, so that is Cyberduck. Now let's take a look at the Windows program that is very similar. It's called WinSCP. Okay, so I'll start up WinSCP, which is a file transfer program. And I've downloaded and installed that. There's a link to WinSCP on the class orientation website on D2L as well. Okay, so the protocol is already set to SFTP, which is what we want, Secure File Transfer Protocol. And then I'll type in the machine name for the PCC Linux server. And I'll give it my username and the password. And then when I click login, it will connect to the host. And this time, unlike Cyberduck, I get to see my local computer files on the left side and the remote files on the server on the right side. So if I want to transfer files from one place to another, I can go to users and then my home directory there. If I'd like to move it to the desktop, I can just grab whatever file I'm interested in. Leaker and testing are already copied over, so let's say I'd like to work on main on my home computer. I can just grab it and move it over. And then if I'd like to move a file from my home computer to the PCC Linux server, I can grab it and move it over that way. So I can go in reverse. And no, I don't want to overwrite the file, so I'll just click no. But you get the idea on moving the files back and forth. Unlike Cyberduck, where you would just drag it to your desktop, you would drag it from one side of the window to the other. So that is WinSCP.